On today's episode, the Path Monk presents, I've got a very special guest with me joining today. Please welcome Ulises de la Cruz, who is the head of growth for the Latin market for Growth Institute. Ulises, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast. It's an honor to have you here with us today.
It is my pleasure, Maria. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. So for all of our listeners out there, tell us, what does the Growth Institute do overall?
Yes, of course. Well, we help business owners and companies to scale their business impact and to reduce drama that comes with rapid growth. You might be wondering, and all the people in the audience might be wondering, how can you do it? We do it by providing on-demand training, which is mainly grouped into formats. First one is micro-learning suites, which had a duration of 1 hour, roughly. And the other one, we have master classes of a duration from 2 or 3 months, approximately. Also, we have membership programs, NVDO Access, which is a subscription program that runs an entire year. And all of these programs are based in the most famous methodologies worldwide. What we do, Maria, is we have this formula in which we combine the best thought leaders globally. We also implement a platform which we develop, which is called Dojo. And of course, we also develop a community. So once you are in one of our classes, you will have access to the platform, which is called Dojo. You will have access to thought leaders that are recognized worldwide, also to local coaches and to a community of local and global entrepreneurs.
Wow, that's incredible. It's really diverse what you guys are doing and what you are accomplishing in the market. So that's amazing.
Thanks. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what companies and industries do you serve best? What would you say is the problem that you solve for them, and what services can they expect overall?
Of course, that's a very good question, because we always declare that we are really targeting the mid-market segment, but the mid-market segment by definition is very wide. Mid-market will be something between a company that gets $1 million revenue up to $1 billion revenue. More specifically, we have determined 4 stages for growth, which is startup, grow up, scale up, and dominate your industry. That's the name we put for the 4th one. Mainly, our ideal buyer or ideal customer will be these companies that are located in the scale-up stage, which is something between 16 to 250 employees, and they're making a revenue around $1 million US to 250 US. The problem that we're solving is very difficult to scale, and there's a lot of drama around it. So the problem that we're solving is, how can you level up your company, your employees? How can you level up the knowledge that the company has in order to accomplish the next goal? And not only to get this growth incrementally, we're talking about growth, so the growth of, you get that from 5, 10 to 50%. Well, how can you make it 30, 14, 50%, and so on?
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for giving me, the explanation as to how you do that. So my next question is, who is the champion, or you could say the ideal person within these companies or industries then?
Particularly the C-suite executives. I think they will be the ideal persona. Most of the programs we have are very targeting these individuals that will be deploying all this knowledge among the company. I think that they will be the ideal buying persona.
That's really good. Now, in terms of your clients, how do they typically find you? What would you say is your top client acquisition channel?
Look, also very interesting question. We're focused mainly in an inbound marketing strategy. I will say 98%, most probably. And it's very curious that we have a very healthy relationship between the paid social, and the organic efforts we make. As of today, between paid and organic, paid represents for us 53% of the acquisition of the website traffic that we get, while organic, it represents 43% for us. So top acquisition channels right now are paid media and paid search. They're the top acquisition channels. Third one for us, it will be email marketing. It has worked very good for us. But also marketing content. marketing content, and everything with organic. That would be the fourth one, but very, very close to the paid ones, I think we're doing a very good job in the organic part. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the way that the company has been able to position themselves in the market overall. It's definitely paid off, and you can see it, especially on the website and with the call to action, what you guys do. So it's really great. Yeah. So now we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about the website. So what do you think as to what role does it play in, the prospect's journey? So for anyone who comes to the website.
Yes, it's very important for us. One of the main objectives of my position is how can I optimize the customer acquisition channel, and the main acquisition channel we have so far, everything points out to the website, right? So it's very important for us. We have to keep everything very clear. CTAs really we have to make sure that they placed strategically and they align to the results that we want to get. Just to give you an example, as far as this quarter, we have received 150K visits. So one of the main concerns is how can so now we have the traffic, we have the visits. What can we do with the traffic? So it's very important for us finding how can we optimize and how can we can get greater conversion rates from the website.
Okay, that's really good, especially with how much traffic you've already generated. That's awesome. So now we're going to talk about the strengths of the website. So what would you say are not only the strengths of the Growth Institute website, but where are there also opportunities for room for improvement on the website?
I would say the strengths, particularly because I'm in charge of the Latin market, but I'm also in a very close communication with the people from the US market.
Yeah.
I really think the website built for the US version is very clear, is very concise, and has its CTAs very well placed. While in the Latin version, I think we have to do something better with that. Because sometimes I think we translate it from English to Spanish, and maybe the market doesn't respond the same, So when I say masterclasses in the Latin market, they're thinking about a program that lasts 1 hour. Because a masterclass in Mexico sometimes something that someone gives you free, right? So I would have to tell them, guys, this is something more lookalike, like a diplomado, which is 2 or 3 months length. So one of the good things we have done is we have worked very good with our CEO. We have worked very well with our CTAs. Of course, all the tools that we're implementing for the company, the organizational tools are very well integrated to the website. So we can get very good analytics from it, and we can take decisions from it. I think that's very good things that we're doing about it. I don't know if you asked me about what things can we improve, right? Or is that the next question?
Yes, that's the next question. Yes.
Okay. Yes, we can definitely do better in terms of customization. I would love that someone who opens the website in Ecuador, Argentina, it might be too much to ask, but I would like to speak their same language, the way they communicate, the jargon, everything, just to get into the mind of them, locally speaking. There's a term that is very curious. It's very interesting. It's called localization. So how can you make the global local? I think we can do a lot of stuff in order to customize everything we have within the Latin market.
Yeah, definitely. And even, with in the Latin market, as you gave a perfect example where, using the same jargon as they speak, that goes way further in being able to show, hey, yes, we speak the same language, but we also understand you to the core. We know how to, work with you. We understand what you're looking for, and we're here to help you too. Like it goes way beyond that as well. So.
Yes, every time I speak with people from Colombia, Venezuela, I have to go like usted, very respectfully, you know. And in Mexico, we're very like tú. Hey, how are you doing? Yes. So we have to change a lot of stuff in order to connect deeply with our audiences in South America and Central America.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's great. It's like we know what we need to work on, and we build up on these areas of improvement, and then they can then become strengths as well over time.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Definitely. So now, what have you learned when it comes to improving conversions on the website? Do you have any tips, insights, or any strategies you'd like to share?
Sure. You have to make the customer journey very clear. It has to be fit in the three stages: tofu, mofu, whatever stage it is. So if you have an inbound strategy, you have to make sure that you are getting to that audience with the right content. And when I'm saying right content, is this content that they really need. That's a inbound strategy based on the content that the audience need and deliver value. So if you're already delivering value, that's step one. But then if you get the contact, if you get the email, if you get the number, or whatever it is, just make sure that you keep delivering value in order to nurture this potential customer journey. And your website is going to be one of your best allies in the process. At the end of the day, we have learned that most of the buying decisions are 30 to 40% already made when they arrive to our people in sales. So that's the importance of the inbound marketing strategy. So just make sure to deliver the right content in every step of the customer journey, which has to be aligned also with the sales pipeline. So if they're MQL, they're SQL, they're whatever it is, just to make sure you have very clear what are you going to deliver in every stage of the journey.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that with me and for sharing, tips and tricks that could also help me as a marketer myself. So for everyone listening in, what would you say is the main competitive advantage of, your product?
We have an awesome marketing, I don't know how to call it, like the results that we deliver are very clear with thousands of business cases documented worldwide. I think is a huge advantage for us. So we can go to the market and just say, are you willing to duplicate your cash flow, triplicate the average profitability from your industry, and 10x times your augment your valuation, your company valuation? And in order to deliver that quote, we have thousands of cases behind us. So that's a huge competitive advantage. And I think we deliver high quality, but yet we're very affordable. So I also believe that their quality price ratio is very good for us. So we have thousands of cases that we have delivered since 2012, actually more than 70 countries now, and more than 12,000 companies. And still, we're very competitive in terms of price.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, with being very globalized and digitalized in this day and age, and with being able to show that, Growth Institute is a company that it's very progressive. We're able to tap in different markets and we're able to adapt to the needs of each market while still, adding that human element and transparency in order to show like, hey, like we're able to work around your needs to where you can still be able to use us as use us for what you need. And we're here to help you succeed in that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You just gave me an excellent sales pitch. I just want to record you and just send it to the sales guys.
There you go. Perfect. We'll do that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Sweet. So with all of the overwhelming amount of content that there is out there for marketers, where do you go to learn, grow and overall keep up to date?
I'm a big fan of learning platforms. Not only us, of course, I'm not gonna say any competitor at all, but I consume a lot of MOOCs, and some technology suppliers, vendors are doing very good stuff. Just to give an example, because it's not a direct competitor, I have learned a lot from Hotspot, Asana, Trello. They have free courses out there. Last course I took was how to learn Python. I think it was a free program from Code House, something like that. Also, of course, there's a traditional approach on how to learn. I like reading books. The last one related to marketing was Hypersales Growth from Jack Daly.
Okay.
And lastly, every time I go to bed, I just get my phone and read lots of articles and news and just try to keep updated. LinkedIn nowadays is a very good source of information as well. So I will say that that will be my sources.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that with us. So now, what is the one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I would say get a mentor. The first years of my career, I was feeling that I was writing solo, and it was very difficult. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know which was going to be the next step. So I had to figure it out on my own. But finding a mentor is just a blessing. Learned a lot from him or her, and you're gonna come. A time will come in which you're gonna have to define him or define her, because you will grow. Uh, but first, really, really, really find a mentor.
Yeah, that I agree with you. Mentors are a major key factor in helping you figure out where you want to grow professionally, and if you need to reach out for, how to manage any projects that you're working on, not only within your current job, but also with any, side businesses that you are, cultivating or working on. So I agree with you. Having a mentor is really key in order to be able to grow within, any profession. So
Totally. Yes.
yes. All right, Ulises, we're at the end of our interview today. And I want to thank you so much for joining us on the Pathmonk Presents podcast. But I also want to give you the last word. If someone were to forget about everything we've talked about in your interview today, what is the one thing you want them to remember about Growth Institute overall?
Well, I will say if you're a mid-market company and you're really struggling to grow, we definitely can be your best partner, your ally, in order to get the results that you want. I think that's it. All right.
Amazing. You summed it up perfectly. Being their best partner and ally, which I agree with, especially what you guys do in the market and, especially with all the case studies you have as well and, being very global. Absolutely. So yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you again so much. And for all of our listeners, check us out next week on Pathmonk Presents.